It's Mingo Mariano.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the Mingo Mariano Podcast Show.
We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to the hottest
Con lo
sound.
más caliente y lo más reciente.
Hi guys, on this episode of the Mingo Mariano Podcast Show, we have Megan Chapa all the way from Corpus Christi, Texas. You don't want to miss it. We'll be talking about her latest album and you're going to find out some things about Megan Chapa that you may not know. So keep it locked in right here to the Mingo Mariano Podcast Show con lo más caliente y lo más reciente.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at the Mingo Mariano Podcast con lo más caliente y lo más reciente.
We are here in the studio and I'm really excited about this next guest because I've known... How long have we known each other?
2 years.
2 years. And in the studio, we have Megan Chapa. Megan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I was thinking about the last time you were here, and it was in 2015.
Yes.
And you had a different hair color.
Yes, a different hair color. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
No, at that time,
No.
I had highlights.
You had
Yes,
highlights.
yeah.
And now you have red hair.
Red, I know. Very out there.
For those of you who are listening, I'm just going to describe what Megan is wearing right now because she has red hair. She has on some jean shorts.
Yes.
Do we call those
Blue
Daisy
jean,
Dukes?
Daisy Dukes,
Daisy
I guess.
And she's had on a black, I guess, blouse. Is that the correct word? And I'm glad you're in San Antonio, but we're going to talk about everything, Megan. We're going to do a little something different with the podcast.
Let's go
this
for it.
time. And so we want to, first of all, again, thanks for coming up to San Antonio.
I've been waiting
You've
to
been
come.
waiting.
I've been waiting, yes.
Every time you come, where do we go? Where do we
where?
go eat?
Oh, Taquitos West Avenue.
Taquitos
of
West
course, every
Avenue.
time I come, it's like a tradition.
It is a tradition. But tell us what's been going on with you and what kind of upcoming projects you have. And then we'll talk about life in just a little bit.
Well, right now, we've just been gigging here and there. We actually just played in Laredo for their Pit Kings cook-off. And besides the gigging, it's just been getting ready to work on kind of a special project. We're working kind of like on I don't know how to describe it, and I don't know if they want me to give too much details, but it's going to be somewhat of like a separate album, not like an official album of Megan Chapa. We're going to maybe have some covers on there and things like that, just something different, different. And that's what we're working on right now. So I go into the studio actually Tuesday to record the vocals. So I'm excited.
Really?
Yeah, we're just doing little songs here at a time, like one at a time, and just kind of gonna see what it does, and
whose
something
idea
separate.
Was that?
All of ours, kind of. Richard and Bones, Richard Rosales from Grupo Signo, my producer, and then Bones, Roland. So we kind of just decided we want to do something a little different. There's a lot of cover songs out there that either old songs or even somewhat recent but not too recent songs that we feel, if you watch our shows, you know that we like to kind of change up the style of the song into kind of our style.
Right.
So that's kind of what we're going to do,
What kind of, without giving it away, but what kind of cover songs are we talking about? Old school Tejano?
Old school Tejano. One of them is Old School Tejano. By Selena.
Oh, wow.
And also the other one it's about 2 years old, but it's really it's still it just for some reason recently started hitting the airwaves again, in a big hit, Adios Amor. So so we're gonna do it a little bit, a little twist to it, our style and stuff like that. So we're excited.
You said a little bit of your style, and I gotta tell you, you do have a different style from some of the female artists that are out there. But how would you describe Megan Chapa style?
I would describe us as norteño light, maybe.
Right.
Norteño light. It's not your full-on Tejano.
Exactly.
It's not. Everyone knows that, and I think, some may like it, some may not. We're not I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. That's kind of how I like to say it. Because the style is different, but it's what I love. to do
Yeah.
and what I love to sing. And it's a style that we wanted to create that was not the same as everyone, like Elida, Stephanie Montiel, everyone. They're all idols of mine. You know that.
Right.
You know, I grew up listening to them, but I feel like they have their light shining on them, and I kind of want to have my own little light and my own little style and my own little thing, you know?
You know, but you forgot another idol.
Shelly Lares, of course.
Not only Shell, but
I have a lot of them. Elsa Garcia.
Let's go way back.
Let's go way back.
To Corpus Christi,
Alicia.
Texas. Yes!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and Alicia was, as you can tell, now was a big influence. And if you notice my style, Alicia Verial was not very, she wasn't full on Tejano. She was more grupero, like they called it grupero back then. And I've loved that style since I was younger, you know.
Right.
And now that, you know, Richard came into the picture and I was able to change from Tejano to still have a slash of Tejano in the music, but more of a norteño light grupero sound to it, I was excited to finally be able to do that and to have a band to be able to do that, you know.
I want to tell the story from way back when.
Yeah.
And I know you said it on your Facebook Live. I think we even talked about it 2 years
Yes.
ago when you're here. But I love this story because it's kind of full circle and how things kind of come to. But back in the 90s, and I'm a lot old. I think I'm older than you. I think you are. I think I am. Okay. Back in the 90s, I worked at a radio station in Corpus Christi called KNDA 102.9, La Ley de la Música de Tejana. And we were the only station in Corpus Christi to bring Grupo Límite at the time to Corpus. To where? The Yellow Rose
The Yellow
Convention
Rose,
Center.
yes.
And it was the hottest ticket in town.
Yes, it was.
And so the station decided to throw a Límite contest, and whoever showed up to do the best Límite Alicia impersonation would get tickets.
Yep.
And guess who was in that contest?
Me.
You!
And I won.
And you won!
Yeah, so basically y'all had it first. You had to call in.
Uh-huh.
You had to call in and you had to sing a piece of a Límite song. And I think I sang Solo Contigo.
Uh-huh.
No, I sang Te Aprovechas over the phone, and I sang Solo Contigo.
Yes.
At the radio station. So anyways, you had to get past the first round on the radio, and people had to call in to vote for their favorite winner. I mean, you know, their favorite vocals, I guess.
Right.
That sounded like her. And then the next step was, okay, now you have to compete in person. And that was at the radio station. And you had to show up, and they picked the song for you.
Right.
And you just had to try to sing it.
Exactly.
And so they did that one. And, you know, I ended up winning the contest and got tickets to the concert.
Contrason, right?
Yeah. You know, and I was like so excited. And see, you know, I was even at that age, I had gigs. I had gigs of my own, like little talent shows, and I would go play at private parties. So I could not attend the actual dance. So I gave the tickets to my brother and my sister-in-law at the time. So after I ended up performing Alice, I was done early enough to still kind of make it to catch her live. So we went over there just to see if maybe they would let us in. Well, they recognized me, one of the security guard people. So they're like, oh, that's the little girl that won. Just come in. So they let me and my parents in, you know, for free. They already knew I won the tickets, but I wasn't in the dance there. And Letty Guval yes.
Of course I was there that night. And Letty and I took a picture together. She was in the crowd.
Yes.
She was wearing a white dress.
Yes. And Letty, I was really good friends with Letty. She knew I was a fan of hers as well and everything. And she was like, Mija, you want to go sing a song with her? Come on, let's go. I was like, you know, I was nervous. I was little, you know, I was 9 at the time. So I was like, okay, will she let me? So Letty went up to the stage. You know, Letty had pull, you know, because she was Letty Guval.
That's right.
So
and she still is.
You know, and so she knew them and everything and got me to sing Te Aprovechas live with Límite.
That was how many years ago, Megan? It was
20 years ago.
It was
because I'm 29.
Yes, 20 years ago.
Yes, and I remember as if it was yesterday.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I. I got to tell you, those were some of the best times in the industry back then. When we come back, more with Megan Chapa right here on the Mingo Mariano Podcast Show con lo más caliente y lo más reciente.
llames, deja de estarme buscando, que no ves que no te extraño. Tus mentiras lo acabaron y rogando volvería a caer entre tus brazos. Nuestra historia sí acabó.
No confundas que te quiera más que a nadie. Aquí nadie está rogando, solamente vengo a hablarte. No te sientas muy princesa porque conmigo eras reina. Deja atrás todos los chismes que solita te envenenas. No te creas que eres tan indispensable porque sigo respirando aunque no tenga tu amor.
No le pegues al muy santo, tus mentiras y a la sabe está tu madre. Eres solo un hablador. Me engañabas, me cansé de que te fueras con cualquiera y tu noche de parranda, de sentirme solo y triste, esperándote en la casa con la cena no llegabas. ¿Qué te crees pa' que te espere mientras tú me des la cara?
A mi madre la respetas porque no tiene la culpa de que tú no me pelabas por ver tus novelas raras. Cuando yo quería pasión en la cama te volteabas, esperabas me quedara sentadito a que me hablaras.
Pues tu historia sí acabó. Megan Chapa.
Y desde Monterrey, Nuevo León, puro buen romo, chiquitita. ¡Wow! No te creas que eres tan indispensable porque sigo respirando aunque no tenga tu amor.
No le pegues al muy santo, tus mentiras y a la sabe está tu madre.
And so you kind of mentioned earlier too that your style is not Tejano, it's more of a
Norteño light. Mm-hmm.
And how do you think being in a Norteño light, as you would say, I guess provide more opportunity or maybe have your music heard in different venues, different radio stations other than Tejano?
I think it is a big possibility because in that genre, it is open to a lot more, even the Mexican regional stations that, you know, Tejano was not originally played in. So yes, it can be. But in this industry, you never know. You know what I mean? It's one of those that you just take. It's a 50-50. You just go for it and hope people like it. And if they don't, it's okay. You're still making Chapa at the end of the day, and you got to do you and move forward, you know? Just keep trying.
What's your biggest dream?
My biggest dream, I would think, is to... Truthfully, I want to win a Latin Grammy Award.
Right.
And one day a Premios Juventud Award. And I want to be in that genre. I want to be noticed with international singers.
Right.
You know, Marco Antonio Solis, Luis Fonsi Juanes. I'm a big fan of international music, bachata, everything since I was younger. And over the years, it's progressed, you know. I would want to, because I grew up with Tejano all my life, I kind of want to venture out even further, you know. And I feel that at first I thought oh no, I can't start a career at 27 because, you know, my first album, it took me since I was 7 years old till I was 27 to finally come out with an album, you know. It took forever. I went through bad management. I went through all kinds of, you know, crap throughout the days when I was younger. And so I never thought the day was going to come, you know. So my ultimate dream was, of course, to be around the Tejano big stars and everything. And I think as I got older, I grew into more of a love with the international music and everything. And I kind of want to be one day on the same level with all of them, you know. And I always will pay my respects to the Tejano industry because I would have never wanted to sing Spanish if it weren't for Shelly Lares. You know, Selena, of course, that was my first Spanish song I ever sang, Bidi Bidi Bom Bom. So, you know, I mean, I'm blessed no matter where I'm going to go, kind of, you know.
I will say this, Megan, and I want to go back to what you said a few seconds ago about your first album, Mi Diario.
Yes.
And you went through those bad times with management and things of that nature.
Yes.
But I think to where you are today, it's helped you understand the business.
It has.
What do you think your best piece of advice to someone who's wanting to get into the business, but yet, not to misconstrue the fame and fortune, because it's all hard work.
No. It's I've known since I was younger. It's not all, I'm just going to be rich and it's not going to take nothing, First of all, I'm 29 now, and I've been professionally, I can consider it, I guess, professionally now, with my first album, Mi Diario. I've been doing it for 2 years now, and it is hard. It is very hard. The industry is hard. It's tough. It's very cutthroat. Everyone that's out there kind of knows that, and I would think my advice to other people is, if you think it's just going to be, I'm going to put out an album and I'm going to gig every weekend and every promoter is going to call me, that's not the way it works.
Right.
It doesn't work that way, but you have to keep going and you have to keep pushing, and you have to, the people who are following you and that do support you, cherish them as much as you can, because that's all you have. Without them, you're nothing, and that's kind of what I keep telling myself is, even if it's not a huge fan base, the little bit of people I have is what I go into that studio for.
Right.
At the end of the day, when I finish my recording, it's for them and to create more music, because you wouldn't know how many messages. And that's because I still consider, I always say I'm just up and coming, I'm still an upcoming artist. And for me to get the messages I get on Facebook and, Instagram too, that certain songs touch their heart, especially Para la Otra.
Yes.
Oh my God. You don't know how many nights I cried because I was reading their stories and everything, and I didn't know. Yes. No, I can co-write. I don't write.
No, my thing was, do you cry? Because
I
I've
cry
never
all the
seen
time.
you shed a tear.
Yeah.
To me, you have this tough image.
No, I'm a big crybaby.
Really?
Yes, I'm a big crybaby, and I hide it as much as I can. So to read all these messages and everything, my husband would be like, what's wrong with you? Because I'll be on the bed and I'm reading, Messenger on Facebook.
Right.
And I'm getting very emotional. And I'm just like, oh, this sucks, And he's like, what? What's going on, And I'm just like, it touches me to have someone be touched by my song, and then to tell me their story, that they went through exactly what my video portrayed. And then that's like, God, it hurts, It really hurts to know other people have gone through it and to hear their story. And that's, at the end of the day, I think that's the best thing ever.
The most rewarding part.
Yes. That is the most rewarding thing of all of this. It's not money. It's not your gigs, even though your gigs, yes, that's where you're going to get to meet more people and everything. But what I really, really want to do is I just want the people to listen to the music.
Right.
Download the songs. Have the album in their hand and be able to relate to the music most of all. You know what I mean? A performance is one thing, but being able to get them through their day with your music, I think that's like the biggest thing.
The biggest thing. Where can they download your you have 2 albums out,
Yes,
Mi
2
Diario and the
albums.
most recent one. And I'm going to butcher this word because I can't even say it. How do you pronounce it?
Sueños Inquebrantables.
There you have it. Where can they download it at?
So they can download them both on iTunes, Google Play, all the digital download stores except Spotify. It's not on Spotify yet. And of course, the physical copy is still available at mazmoramusic.com. So they can download it there.
I want to talk to you a little bit about being a female in this industry. And if for those of you who listen, I do interview a lot of female people in this industry because I feel like they have it 10 times harder than maybe the male counterparts out there. But what are some of the challenges that you faced in the industry, or even as a little girl? You talked about the Límite contest. What are some of the things that you have seen and maybe still face today being a female artist in this industry? Image
is one of the hardest because they always expect you to be on point, to look, awesome. Oh, she's gained weight. Oh, she's too skinny. Oh, I've heard that all my life.
Right.
So I think image has always been a big thing that a lot of female artists have to deal with. Men can be gordos and they're fine as long as they can sing. You know, I mean, I'm just put it out there. But if it's a woman, you don't know how many times I've seen them, I won't mention any artist name, slander their name because of the way they look on stage, the way, you know, and it hurts to see that because I see myself, okay, if I was the one in their shoes, I know I'd cry. Right. I'd cry at home. But my thing is you have to like not care. Like I think I'm trying to get to the point to where I don't want to care, even though you should a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think I'm trying to get to the point to where I shouldn't care about what people think about me anymore. You know, when it comes to image, I just need to love myself, feel good, and go out there and do my thing. You know, that's what you have to do. Besides that, it's always been because you're a woman. One of the reasons, and this is, you know, heart to heart, the reason why I quit music at 19, right after I graduated. I was with Universal Records. I quit music in general. I stopped till I was 26, you know, and I gave it up because of the men in the industry trying to take advantage of the woman. Oh, you want to be, you know, this big star, you got to do this. And, oh, we're going to, you know, your image needs to fully change. Your name needs to change. Your name is too white, you know, because I was told that all the time. Right. Megan is too, it's never going to make it because.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. So I had it really tough, you know, and people don't know this.
Did they give you suggestions on what they wanted to change your name to?
Yeah.
What like what?
If I say it, it'll really put them on blast. But, well, I'm going to say it. Who cares, right? Mia. M-I-A. Yeah. Mia.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. I like Megan better.
Me too. And it was to the point to where also another big thing was, you need to wear skirts that show your cheeks and you need to show. It was crazy. And even me being 19, I've always had, I think now that I'm older, I kind of loosen up a little bit more image-wise.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more with Megan Chapa right here on the Mingo Mariano Podcast Show con lo más caliente y lo más reciente.
No necesito más de nada ahora que me iluminó tu amor inmenso fuera y dentro. Créeme esta vez, créeme porque créeme y verás, no acabará más. Tengo deseo escrito en alto que vuela ya. Mi pensamiento no depende de mi cuerpo. Créeme esta vez, créeme porque me haría daño ahora, ya lo sé.
So I want to talk about something because recently you performed at the most recent Fiesta de la Flor in Corpus Christi, and you had on an amazing costume.
Oh, God.
But there were some people out there that just ripped you to
apart.
Shreds.
Yes. And I'm not gonna lie, I cried.
Did you really?
Yes, I cried.
It's a costume.
Yeah, no, but see, what happened was, okay, my costume, I have a really good friend, Joe Angel Gutierrez. He lives in Houston. So he's the one who sews and puts my outfits together, okay? Mm-hmm. I got measured for the outfit about a month before, and we only bought a certain amount of material for that outfit, everything. He had my measurements from when I performed at the what was it? The fanfare, but the the Univision
Yes,
Fanfare?
Univision Fanfare, yes.
Okay, Univision Fanfare, I had outfits made for those events. So that was, those outfits were made a month before the events. Okay, so he was going off the same measurements, everything. What happened was that, I grow, from time to time I grow sideways and everything. Yeah. So anyways, I hadn't had time to go to Houston. I had a lot of things going on. He was busy, everything, work, everything. So I didn't have time to go try it on in Houston for him to make full adjustments. Okay. My cheeks were showing really bad that performance because
there was a lot
we did not have enough material to finish it off. But in all, like him and his squad and everybody, like, we love it. It's modern. It's whatever. Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. Which, I was always still very like, oh, God. Right. My cheeks are going to show everywhere and everything. And so, yes, people tore me to shreds because of that outfit. And like now I'm like, I don't care. I think it actually looked really good, but it's not like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I don't think we all are. We're never going to be everyone's cup of tea. The way we dress, the way I sing, the way my music is different from, your normal Tejano music. So I'm judged every day about something. It's going to be something. And my advice to everyone out there up and coming too is you have to just let go. And as much as I tell other people, don't think I'm that real strong person, because I'm just as weak. And I let people get to me really quick too,
Your mom and dad are here. And they're always on the road with you. At least
usually,
every time.
Usually as many performances as they can make local, they're going to be there. Yeah.
And what does it mean to have their support?
Oh, it's incredible to have their support, especially after all these years. And they're the ones who keep me going, because I don't want to let them down. Right. Because they've given so much since I was younger, from my mom making my little costumes and everything to perform in, to just helping me out in general, throughout the years till this day. There's just the biggest support when we do perform certain places and I have merchandise tables and stuff. They're like, I'm going to run the merchandise table. I'm going to run the merchandise. So they just want to be a part of it, and like my dad always says, and I hate when he says this, but he says, I'm going to keep going because one day I'm not going to be able to go anymore. Oh. So I'm going to go to everyone I can make. So that's his thing. I'm his baby girl. I'm the youngest, and I was his singer, and he's never wanted me to give up on it, even though I wanted to give up so many times, I'm
going to give you a piece of advice, because there's so many critics in this world. There's so many people who like you said, judge you for whatever the case may be. And this is a philosophy that I live by, and I want to share it with you. At the end of the day, it comes down to two people that matter the most. And if they're okay with it, I don't give a shit what anybody else says. Yeah. And it's my mom and my dad. Yeah. And if they're okay, and usually the words are, well, whatever makes you happy. Or,
yeah. And my parents are actually really, especially when it comes to outfits, one of the first person I asked my mom, what do you think, Mom, especially the Fiesta del Flor outfit. I was like, Mom, what do you think? She's like, it looks fine. It looks fine. You can't help how your body is, how your body is. Like, that's just how it's going to be. And I think it looks good. And because before that, I show her pictures, of the Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, everybody, Becky G, the artists that are out there, in the pop world or international world, they risk it every day, and I think it's just something our genre is not used to. So when they see it, they're like, freaked out, like, she's not supposed to be wearing that. This is not hip hop, That's probably the first thing they thought of me, and
I say push the envelope. Keep on pushing it.
Yep, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And so, I mean, like I said, I have gone to the point to where I'm comfortable, and I take little risks here and there, and people are going to like it or they're not going to like it, Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Because it's all about the risk. Yeah. Because artists will come and ask me for advice. And that's the first thing I tell them is take a risk. Step out of your box.
I took a risk with the very first album. Yeah. I knew I wasn't going to be, like I said, I wasn't going to be what everyone likes. But it's what I wanted to do. It was different. It's just not what they're used to. And some people especially, you know, in this industry.
Right.
Tejanos they're used to their music and that's it. And you try to change it. Girl.
Yeah.
You better get that out of here.
Exactly.
So that's just how they are. And you think, I know what they think because they say it out and clear. You think I can't read everybody's comments and statuses and this and that? Like, I know what people say about certain groups, and I know that maybe I might fall in that genre also.
Yeah.
So technically they're talking about me too. But I took that risk for a reason, because that's what I wanted to do. And like you said, you got to get to a point to where you just don't care about what anybody says.
Exactly.
I'm going to keep doing me, and we're going to keep doing new stuff, and we're going to keep doing a style that is going to push the limits.
Push the envelope.
Yeah. And I mean, there's nothing else I could do besides do me. And I hope one day that it will pay off. But like I said, I really feel it has paid off, because to get messages on Messenger and things like that, that's the world to me. Like, at the end of the night, that's like the best feeling in the world, to know that I touched someone's heart with my music or one of my songs or something, that they went through that or whatever the case is. And I'm glad I could do that, at least. And at least Megan Chapa will still have a name when I'm old, because Megan Chapa album will always be there. You know what I mean?
That's as far as social media. Do you run your fan page and your?
Yes, I run both of them.
You run both of them.
Yes.
Okay.
And I slack sometimes because it's hard to keep track of everything. But yes, I run both of them: the Facebook, my regular fan page, and the personal page, and my Instagram and my Twitter. So I run all of them.
I wish more people would get on Twitter, because I love to tweet. Do you
I'm
tweet?
still getting used to it.
No, because I think I tweeted you the other day and you didn't tweet me back.
When did you? I know I saw one of them when KXTN was playing my song.
Yes.
I loved your tweet.
Yes.
I'm still trying to get used to Twitter. Like today, to tell you the truth, I'm trying to get used to it. And they're like, my boss, like Bones and them, they're like, oh, you just gotta like do this and
It's
blah,
so
blah, blah.
much fun.
I'm like, I don't get it yet. But I'm like, okay. So I usually just, whatever I put on Instagram, I push it onto Twitter, and hope there'll be likes. But a lot of people still don't know I have Twitter, so they don't really know I'm on
What's
there.
your Twitter handle?
Megan _ Chapa.
There you go.
So, yeah, I think I was like Megan _ Chapa official, or Megan Chapa official. Let me see. Hold on.
We'll find it, and we'll
I know
post
it's
it
Megan
on Twitter.
Chapa. You can find it there.
Well, Megan, I want to thank you for coming by and taking the time to visit with us. Again, the whole purpose of this podcast was to really have a deep conversation with the artists that come in and just kind of shake it off and say what's on your mind.
I think I said it.
I think you did. I think you did. And I hope you come back.
Of course.
Don't let it be 2 years, because every time we see you, you're either performing, or we're at the award show, or at
Taquitos West Avenue.
Yes. Well, continued success to you. Thank you very, very much. My door is always open to you and your entire squad. Come over anytime.
Thank you. They're crazy, so watch what you say. Don't invite them to,
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Just kidding.
Nada fue cierto de aquella historia de amor. Solo buscaste la forma de meterme entre tus sábanas y te burlaste de mí. Qué poco hombre, solo tomaste mi amor como uno más de tus logros y trofeos de colección. Pero si ya me pasó, para la otra me fijo mejor, de no entregar a cualquier corazón, de no fiarme de palabras, creer en canallas, y gracias a ti aprendí la lección. Para la otra me fijo mejor. de no fiarme de palabras, creer en canallas, y gracias a ti aprendí la lección. Para la otra me fijo mejor. Yo no merezco sentir este dolor que me asfixia, me mata, que me quema el alma, porque fuiste mi vida, mi más grande error. Para la otra me fijo mejor, de no entregar a cualquiera el corazón, de no fiarme de palabras, creer en canallas, y gracias a ti aprendí la lección. Para la otra me fijo mejor. Yo no merezco sentir este dolor que me asfixia, me mata, que me quema el alma, porque fuiste mi vida, mi más grande error. Porque fuiste mi vida, mi más grande error. Porque fuiste mi vida, mi más grande error.